Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Jordan Connect here, live with another episode of Embrace the Chase, and we are on episode 51. This year is just exploding by, and we are making a lot of growth, and I am very excited and humbled to have Mason Weaver on tonight as our guest. He's an author, a speaker, a coach, as well as a publisher, and he has written a number of books. He's been a contributor on Fox News as well as The Blaze and many, many others. Y'all may know some of his books such as The Diamond in the Rough, It's Okay to Leave the Plantation, The Rope, Polishing the Diamond in the Rough, as well as his most recent one, Tribalism. So, sir, I'm very blessed to have you on. Is there anything you could add to that?
No, I just want everyone to know that we all are blessed because Paul, John, and Mark wrote books. That's why I'm writing books. I want to leave a legacy for my grandkids and my kids. I want people to understand the world as we see it today.
I love it. I love it. So, sir, if you could do us a favor and start us from the very beginning, kind of tell us your story. What inspired you to become a speaker, to be a coach, and obviously author several books now?
Well, the creator must have a very good sense of humor because I stutter and I'm shy. So he gave me the job of speaking publicly and arguing and debating with idiots. So now I'm 67 years old, so I got a long story to tell, but basically I moved out of St. Louis in the ghetto out here to the country, and kind of a culture shock. I joined the Navy the same day Dr. King was murdered, and went to the military while the country was fighting itself. In the Navy, there was a white racist on my ship. I was a black racist. Black power, salute, hat, afro, the whole thing. And we argued and debated. One day, this guy who I thought was just a competitor, this guy pushed over 2,800 pounds of steel on me, trying to kill me. I looked him in the eye when he did it. I saw the anger and hatred in his face. I had been to Vietnam. I knew what an enemy was. I knew what hatred was. I didn't think one of my shipmates would hate me that much. So now I'm high school dropout, black, poor, and disabled, and very, very angry at everything white. I hated white. I was done. I was done with trying to find common ground, done with trying to negotiate, done with trying to get along. America hated me, therefore I hated America. I got discharged, went to Oakland, started junior college, high school dropout, so I started junior college. I took a sociology class, a young man named Melvin Newton, who happens to be Huey Newton's older brother. And we studied sociology together. We started meeting. I had a great voice. I had an energetic personality. They thought they could use me and spread the word of the truth. And we started hanging around with other angry black men who thought they had no hope in America. And from that, I went to Berkeley, and I became a radical student. I hated everything white. I broke up with a little girl because she had a white dog. I did not want anything to do with white America. I loved America, but I hated white America. And that went on for a couple of years. I worked with Ron Dellums and Pete Stark. I campaigned for Alan Cranston. I was a Democrat, liberal, and I was a victim. Changed with a spiritual heart transplant. And I began to realize that no matter how someone did not like me, I had to compete for a living, earn a living, and take care of my children. And I became a conservative because I wanted to earn and compete in America. I wasn't afraid of white people, like all my colleagues were. I was afraid of being broke. And I decided to be a capitalist to ensure I would not ever be broke.
I like it. I like it. So is that what originally led you to start your business in the 80s of public speaking, or did you start another business prior to that?
What happened, I had 11 businesses that failed. And then number 12 kicked off. I had a broken back, office, I had ruptured spleen and blood clots. I could not work 30 years. I knew at 21, I could not work 30 years and retire. I had to find a way to have income come to me. I had to find out why poor people call it making dough and rich folks call it cash flow. Before the internet, I had to find a way to get in front of that money. So I tried international trade. I traded in gold and jewelry. I traded in art. I had an online of lingerie and cosmetics. We tried video when it first came out. And things finally worked up till I had enough income to actually feel like I was a businessman. And I decided to go into business because I knew I could not work. I don't work today. I have income but no job. And what made me look at my life, I looked at my life as a provider for the next generation. I am now 2 generations deep and take care of my kids. I'm now taking care of my grandkids. I've set up their inheritance. They're going to be in business together. That's the job of every man. Make sure your kids and grandkids are blessed by your efforts.
So true. That's actually in Proverbs, I believe, where he says, leave an inheritance for your kids'
That's biblical. You have to do that because that makes that man think differently. See, if you think about inheritance, you think about what you're going to leave your kids, you start buying Nike stock instead of Nike shoes. You start spending your money because it's a little different. So you have your priorities right. My priorities are my grandkids' kids. Great example, my wife's father raised that woman so well. He raised my wife so well that on my wife's birthday, I sent her mother a gift. That's generational. That's generational. So the love and kindness we put into our family creates a culture of people like ourselves. So let's call it a community. It's not a black community or a white community. It's a community of values. I don't believe in white privilege. I believe in the American privilege. The privilege of being American means you have the opportunity to earn your way to the top. No one will give you a dime or a thing because no one owes you anything. But you have an opportunity, whether you're Oprah or whether you're Rosie O'Donnell, whatever her name is, you got an opportunity to make yourself a success in this country. I like that. Now the books were being sold because I wanted to spread that word around. I had a radio talk show in San Diego, the first black person on the radio in Southern California. And I'm speaking about things in my experience. I'm a black guy, I'm a black radical, I'm an ex-Berkeley Black Panther. I'm thinking about things the way I see them, and I'm speaking, and people were just arguing about the inability. The white man won't let you do this, and we need more welfare. So I said, you're a slave on the plantation. You're just trying to beg master for more benefits on the plantation. Your desire in life is to be more comfortable in your misery, never outside the misery. So I said, since you're a slave, I'm writing a book called It's Okay to Leave the Plantation. Matter of fact, just a little flagrant promotion there. It's okay to leave the plantation because master won't tell you it's okay to leave it. Master won't tell you to stop taking his cotton. Master won't tell you to stop taking his kids. But if you love your kids, you love your family, you can get up and leave that plantation. He won't take care of you. He won't feed you, but you'll be successful on your own. That's the first book.
That's incredible. So, question for you, how did you, because you're a legend in and of yourself, and I originally saw you and read your books because I attended a Your Association conference with John Crow. But can you kind of tell the story of how you were able to, not penetrate's probably not the right word, but able to network with people like Dexter Yeager and Intranet, and Your Association and other areas so that you were able to get on stages and actually get your message across in other venues of people who were pro-free enterprise?
I was astounded. I've never marketed myself. I've never went out and said, hey, hire me, bring me back to speak. The Dexter Yeager story, Dexter Yeager called me at 11 o'clock one night. My office phone was ringing. My brother worked for me, and I said, man, it's too late at night. Whoever it is, you answer it. I'm downstairs eating dinner. You answer the phone. I'm too busy. He answered the phone and said, hey, man, somebody named Dexter Yeager wants to call you. I levitated up the steps. And this guy, he had heard about me, and he said, man, I sure wish I could get you out here next Wednesday for my event. I said, well, if you're the real Dexter, you can make it work. You can do this. He brought me out. My message of individual personal freedom, my message of overcoming adversity, my message of seeking wisdom was the message that Dexter always taught. He called me his long-lost brother, and he put me on stage, and Bill Brett had me out, and all the big leaders of Amway had me out to get me to tell their people the message, because people are afraid of success. They've been told all they like, you can't make it. I was the first person in my family to go to college, the first one to own a home, the first one to own a new car, the first one to marry. And everyone kept saying, you can't go into business because nobody in my family has been in business before. No one has been successful in this. I'm saying, but I have two choices. Be broke or eat. I cannot work 30 years. I cannot give someone all my life. I don't like being broke. I tried being poor. It doesn't meet my lifestyle. I have a different lifestyle than poverty. It doesn't work for me. It may work for you. I don't know, but it didn't work for me. And so Dexter brought me out. I gave a speech to him one night. I gave a speech. I walked on stage to this leadership, and I had a speech prepared. As I walked up those 3 steps, a thought came in my mind. The rope. Prisoner or slave. The thought, for the first time, entered my mind as I walked up those steps. I forgot about my speech. I spoke 45 minutes on that concept, the rope. And Dexter spoke half an hour what I said. when I got such a big response from him, I asked the audio to be transcribed. I called Dexter and said, "Hey man, I'm gonna get that into a book." He said, "If you print that book, I'll buy 20,000 copies." That changed my life. Needless to say, he did before it was printed. He wanted to get that message out because his people were benefiting from learning, from seeing a man who was broke, physically, spiritually, and mentally broke, and crawl myself out. The techniques that I used to crawl out of that mindset. I need a spiritual heart transplant and a spiritual mind transplant to allow me to look at the world and say, I can conquer you. I can devour you. I can win this game.
So you do a phenomenal job, sir, of speaking into people. When I listen to you, when I read your books, you're basically speaking life into the person who's witnessing you. But a question that I have for you is, what advice would you have for someone who may be just starting out on their journey, kind of where you were, like you said, before you got this opportunity? How can somebody take this motivation and actually have, as you were saying, a heart transplant, a spiritual heart transplant?
That's a very good question, and I don't know how much time we have, but I want you, audience, to listen to me. The only power on earth strong enough to keep you where you are is you. You're the only power. But if you're going to go somewhere, if you're going to go someplace where you are not right now, you have to be able to leave everyone you know right now with you. They're adults. They're grown. They got their own interests. You got to leave where you are to go where you're going to be going. So don't be afraid of that journey. That journey is your learning process. You must be around like-minded people. You must associate with like-minded people going the same direction you're going into. You get good leadership, standard, basic quality. You have to have good leadership. You can have somebody who has been where you have been to, whose interest is to get you where they are. Not to take advantage of you to get more of what they have, but their interest to get you where you are. Surround yourself with those folks and sit at their feet and absorb their knowledge. Learn the mistakes they made so you don't have to make them, and get people in your group around you to continue to encourage each other, to continue to say, we can do this no matter what. There are no problems facing you. Three kinds of people in the world. One is a hunter. He has to get up every day and go out and find food, or he will starve. Every day you got to go hunting for food. All day long, all his energy is to get that food. Then there's a farmer. A farmer plants some seeds and gets some stock in a cage somewhere that can grow his own food. And it's okay, but if he gets hurt in the spring and can't plant, he still starves. If he gets hurt in the winter and can't plant, he still starves. But then there's that guy that owns the orchard. The same kind of work that the farmer does to clear the field. The same kind of work the farmer does to plant the seed. But when that tree matures, when those trees mature, they will feed his kids and grandkids. They will feed him after he leaves the planet. We need to start looking at putting the effort into the orchard. It takes more time, 3 to 5 years of extra hard work. My wife and I sat down, we just been 33 years married. We sat down when we first got married. I said, watch the blessings. We're going to take this money that we'll normally go to Las Vegas with. We're going to take this money that we normally go to Florida with. We're going to put it in the bank, invest it in your company. We're going to invest the stock. We're going to buy every penny stock, every stock we can get in that company. The company is triple in value as we're going up. And now we're retired. My wife retired at 55. The income we have now is more than what she had when you were working, because we put our energy into doing what we have to do right. So your folks that are listening, you have to be the one in charge of you. You must be determined not to be where you are. And the folks you're going to go to success with, you don't even know right now. You have to meet them.
I love such wise advice. Thank you for that, sir. So obviously you're starting to get me pretty pumped up, and I want to go just start putting in action. But so let's move on kind of the second bucket that I do in every interview, and that's, can you kind of talk about your current projects or how viewers watching right now can interact with you, whether that's your coaching or you helping them author a book or really anything else?
Well, we start off, you mentioned Dexter, man, one of my heroes. Dexter had a lot of knowledge, but he cannot tell you one at a time. He cannot tell you, he cannot make a phone call to everybody and say, do this, do this, do this. He has to train other people. He has to gather folks together and teach them, give them tools and give them materials. And that's what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be organizing an online society, a culture, to bring people out of slavery, to bring people out of despair. We're going to sit you down with other like-minded people. We're going to give you some training, some interaction, and multimedia where you can talk to each other. But also we're going to motivate you, keep you motivated, and give you the elements of success, the elements of success. I got 2 books out. One is, well, 5 total. 2 books in particular, Diamond in the Rough and Polish the Diamond in the Rough. The first one, you got to find a diamond. You own a diamond, but it needs to be cut and polished and maintained. I'm trying to get people where they can look for themselves. I publish books now. I will coach people on how to publish books. I published 5, self-published myself, pre-sold them, and my books are usually free for me because I pre-sell the books. Before I print them, I got the money in the bank already. And there's a technique we use to do that. Everyone can be an author, but not everyone can sell books. The object is to sell the books. We also coach people on spiritual, social, economical stuff. We want you to understand you are all one person. You are a spiritual being. Success comes to what you feed. If you feed your spirit, you're going to be depressed. If you feed success, you're going to be successful. So we're on a major project, though. It's you'll-be-free.com is my website that we're using. I want to get people to register. I want them to give me their email address. We're going to raise the consciousness of America. My particular passion is going to those broken-minded, poor-minded, broke-minded people who want to lead, who want to be different. I'm not going to argue and debate anymore with people. If you want to stay broke, stay broke. I understand. If you want to get out of this despair, great. I'm a black man. I'm hearing every day about how the white man got you down. White man don't got nothing on you. Nobody has anything on you. But you got to be able to leave where you are. I'm an only child with 5 siblings because I left them because they're not going where I'm going. I don't hang around people that are negative. Black Lives Matter, keep the Black Lives Matter. These liberal groups are just saying that white people are superior to them. I don't think no man on the planet is superior to me. I take my God everywhere, and I lay the foot of the cross. I'm successful because I obey the culture of success.
I love it. Is that website up right now, Basin?
Yes, you are to be free. It's the letter U, the letter R, the number 2, the letter B, and the word free. It is up. We're going to be changing it. It's you-are-to-be-free.com, and it's also on Facebook page. We are changing it more from a site of my videos. We're going to have more of a training site, and then we're going to have a back room on there where we sell products, and we put people in touch, folks like you that are leaders in their field, and we give them a chance to talk to people who are brokenhearted. It's all like the abused woman. You know, the abused woman will get up and fight the police when they come. You can't tell her how you're being beaten. She knows she's being beaten, and she still supports her abuser. And you can talk to her all day long. You can take her from him. She can find another man to abuse her until she gets enough. When she gets enough, she will leave at 3 o'clock in the morning. May leave him bleeding at 3 o'clock in the morning. She'll get up and those kids will go somewhere. You had better already have set up a safe house for her to come to at 2 in the morning. We need a safe house when folks get tired of being beaten up financially. Working 30 years to get laid off. A job getting transferred overseas. Someone takes your job. You seen it in 2008 and 96. We're going to have a place to talk about entrepreneurship, income producing. White poor people call it making dough, and rich folks call it cash flow. We're going to explore it, and also the spiritual side of it. You have to understand who God is. He's not your make-believe friend. He is God Almighty, and He expects certain things out of you. We also want to know the economic system, why this country works, why we're the richest country on this planet. There's a reason why. We do things a certain way, and it works for everyone who does it. Martin Luther King, his birthday is today. You have these so-called leaders that follow him. They're making money, even though it's false claims. You have Donald Trump making money. You have Oprah Winfrey making money. Look at what they're doing. And you can do the same thing, but we're going to teach you how cash flow is made. Right now, you have a flood of cash coming to you. A flood of cash. You're going to be building things. Oil is going to be pumping out of our ground. You're going to have trucks driving. You're going to have people building and jobs making. You're going to have a flood of income across this country in the last 3 or 4 years. If you're not prepared for it, you're going to be left.
I love it. Guys, for those of you watching live right now or the replay, Linked at the very bottom is Mason's website. Please go check it out. You can see all his books listed there, as well as videos from some of his past speeches, which I highly recommend that you watch. But this other website, I'm going to link it once the live is done. For those of you watching the replay, it's already there. Please go check it out. Give him his email and start contributing to the community right now. But, sir, I want to respect your time, so I'm going to go ahead and ask the last question that I ask everybody on the show, and that is there anything right now that is on your heart or on your mind that you want people to know about? And this can either be about you, somebody else, or a specific cause.
You know, this has been a very interesting year. I've waited all my life for this year. I've traveled the country. I've traveled 10,000 miles in my motorhome speaking to people in 2016 and 17. America is at the crust. This is going to be the greatest decade of our country's history. And that means the whole world is going to be blessed. So I'm excited. I'm elated about the probabilities, the possibilities. But I also know there is a strong force that does not want us to be successful as a nation. The strong force that keeps telling us that we're separated, that we're different. It's a strong force. But I am encouraged by the amount of people that are also waking up and seeing things. On my heart right now, pray for America, pray for our government, and pray that we continue to turn ourselves back to God. Because I tell you, in 2016 and 17, I saw prayer nationwide. I saw prayer for people who you never think would pray. I believe that we are on the cusp of pushing America into the greatest economic explosion on this planet. But you have to be prepared to be disappointed. You're going to be hated and chastised and come against you. But if you do that, you know, when you look at the problem, it looks like the cross, persecution. When you walk in faith and look back at it, it's the empty tomb, because we win. So stay right or be left. We're going to go to freedom.
I love it. Sir, thank you so much for being on. You are a powerful person. God has blessed you tremendously, and you've impacted millions of lives. You've impacted my life even before you ever even knew I existed. And I really appreciate you taking the time tonight to come on the podcast and to reach some other people that you may or may not also meet in the future. But thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I wrap the show up?
Yes, basically, folks, understand, you cannot receive what God desires for you until you achieve what God requires of you. Stay right.
I love it. Thank you, sir. See y'all.
God bless you. Bye-bye.